EB002 Summative Assessment Quiz, NURS 5052. Essentials of Evidence-Based Practice Research Methodology. Overview. For this performance task assessment, you will develop a narrated clinical inquiry PowerPoint presentation describing your search process for locating research on a clinical issue of interest and complete a research methodology matrix in which you will analyze the research methodologies described in selected peer-reviewed articles. Submission length, a two-part assessment. 1. A 4 to 5 slide narrated clinical inquiry PowerPoint presentation. And 2. A 1 to 2 page research methodology matrix. Your response to this assessment should reflect the criteria provided in the rubric. This assessment requires submission of 2 files, a narrated clinical inquiry PowerPoint presentation, and a completed research methodology matrix. Save your files as EB002 presentation first initial last name and EB002 matrix first initial last name. Instructions. Access the following to complete this assessment. Research matrix. APA presentation template. Before submitting your assessment, carefully review the rubric. This is the same rubric the assessor will use to evaluate your submission, and it provides detailed criteria describing how to achieve or master the competency. Many students find that understanding the requirements of the assessment and the rubric criteria help them direct their focus and use their time most productively. To complete this assessment, Part 1, Clinical Inquiry. Identify a clinical issue of interest that can form the basis of a clinical inquiry. Keep in mind that it is required that your chosen clinical issue of interest will remain the same for all competencies. Using keywords related to this clinical issue of interest and Boolean search terms, search at least 4 different databases in the Walden Library to identify at least 4 peer-reviewed articles relevant to your clinical issue of interest. Create a 4 to 5 slide narrated PowerPoint presentation that addresses the following. Identify and briefly describe your chosen clinical issue of interest. Describe how you use keywords and Boolean search terms to search your chosen clinical issue of interest. Identify the 4 research databases that you use to conduct your search. Provide APA citations for the 4 peer-reviewed articles that you selected. Part 2, Research Methodologies. Use the research methodology matrix to analyze the methodologies applied in each of the 4 peer-reviewed articles. Your analysis should include the following the full citation of each peer-reviewed article in APA format. A brief statement explaining why you chose each peer-reviewed article and or how it relates to your clinical issue of interest, including a brief explanation of the ethics of research related to your clinical issue of interest. A brief description of the aims of the research of each peer-reviewed article. A brief description of the research methodology used. Be sure to identify if the methodology used was qualitative, quantitative, or a mixed methods approach. Be specific and provide examples. A brief description of the strengths of each of the research methodologies used, including reliability and validity of how the methodology was applied in each of the peer-reviewed articles that you selected. Please contact Nursing Assignments Pro for help with EB002 Summative Assessment or any other assignment. Email nursingassignmentsprofessor@gmail.com.